Good morning. What do we have? Right up. Good morning. Who do we have in here with us? Pick up my audio a little bit. Testing. How about that? There we go. Dropping the wallet. Morning, Julian. How you doing, man? dropping. Got the little one with me this morning, so I'll be off camera for the most part. Girl, keep dropping it. I'm not gonna be able to play with it. I'll sit you like that. How about that? Let's see. Get my scanner over here for us. Morning, J-Dub. How you doing, man? Let's see. Okay. Guess we can go ahead and get started while we wait for some more people to join us. Look at some of our coffee and stocks. Oh wait, this is the wrong list. There we go. Freezing my behind outside. I have to wait for an inspector to come at 27:30 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. Ridiculous hours. New York is a joke. Good morning, Antoine. Good morning, Don. How you doing, Don? I'm not sure I've seen you here before, but welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. Wanted to look at CAN. Jumped about 46% yesterday. Looking pretty healthy right now. Bounced straight off of that 15 that we've been watching. This was since last week, of course. And we reviewed it on Saturday, and I had expected for it to bounce off of this 15 and at least get to the 18. But as you can see, it gapped up yesterday's pre-market. Ended up bouncing to the 22s. I would watch this new level of resistance right here, or not new level, but current level of resistance, and see how it reacts to it. As you can see, it kind of bounced off of it. Let's turn this to green now. This is our newfound support that I expected to trade off of, and that's our underlying support. So watch this going into today. I'm not sure who has a position in it, but if you do, watch those 22.82s. Make sure we don't get a rejection off of it, off that top end. Just kind of going back and seeing how it's reacted now to those levels. As you can see, it's acted as resistance before, of course, and once it was able to break through it, it actually went up to about 25.76, or somewhere around that price range. So something to keep an eye on. 25.87 to be exact. So that's our top line resistance. I want to see how it reacts going into today's market open on the 22.82. Good morning, everybody. By the way, thank you for being here with us at our coffee and stock sessions. If you would let us know who all is here by just saying hello in the chat. But I want to thank you first and foremost for joining us, and all the support we've been getting here lately too has been great. You know, I never expected this YouTube channel to be anything, you know, just mind-blowing, but the fact that we're able to get together and do this every morning has been great. We've been watching Socket since the week before last, and it performed very well, hitting 1851. Has since retraced back to the previous levels near the $10, but Beta. Excuse me, I have the little one with me this morning, so I'm gonna hop off camera for now. But anyways, moving forward, seeing if we can get above that 1193. Tiny Ninja, hello, good morning. Thank you for being here. I think this is the first time we've seen you here as well, along with Don Options. I appreciate you both for being here and joining us. We're typically just Leon. I think this is your third time. All right, well, my first time talking to you. Good morning. Thank you for the feedback and comments. With you guys just now joining us, or really getting comfortable with what we're doing here at Millennial Investments, feel free to let us know any stocks that you want to look at. That's what this session is about. It's focusing on what you want to look at. Good morning, Nick. How you doing? Good to see you here, bro. But that's what it's about. So if you have any stocks that you want to look at, we'll add it to our coffee and stocks list. Good morning, Justin. Glad to see you here again, of course, as always. But let us know any stocks you want to look at. We can review them moving forward. So Socket looking pretty healthy though. Let's look at it on the longer term. Had some retracement, of course. Looking forward to stay above that $10 price level, and then I think we can launch back off at least to the 15 and retest those levels moving forward. I actually pushed an alert on ZOM around 212. As you can see, we all have been following ZOM and how it's been playing out. I usually have two kiddos with me, so I'm typically a silent participant. As you can see, this morning I had the little one with me as well, so no doubt I understand. Of course, we have two other boys, two other girls. So my schedule's kind of weird in the morning. Just to let everybody know, I take my oldest three kids to middle school at 7, and then we typically take my my second youngest daughter to elementary about 8. So sometimes we'll do about a 7:30 to 8 o'clock session every morning, and then we can reconvene about 8:15 into market open up until about 9-10 o'clock. We'll continue looking at these stocks. For people who may be here for the first time, we'll continue looking at these stocks as we prepare pre-market. We'll look at the overall market, and then look for opportunities in the stocks that we're building in this watch list. So that's why I advise or suggest you to provide us with any stocks that you're interested in, so that we can follow and track these trades. I got a little one on the way. Congratulations, Don. They're the best, man. But going back to it, I know everybody's here to see some trades. So looking at ZOM, we've been focused on it breaking above that 212. It's been having issues there, as you can see. Finding strong resistance. Of course, it did bounce above it yesterday a few times, but wasn't able to find the strong support above it in order to stay there and launch back up to, I think it's the 235s is what we're shooting at for it. Let me pull some of these price points up. You're not getting my microphone, sweetie. That's not happening. You want my wallet? You can have my wallet. You want my wallet? No? But yeah, I'm looking forward to go back to the 235s ultimately. So I made a position in it at 212. I wish I would have got in at 194 levels, but I wanted to, this is what I was worried about, was that 212 being a strong level of resistance. Of course, this can compress and then shoot up. I'm not mad at getting that 212. I'm 12 cents above $2, so I'm not really stressed out about it, because I'm ultimately looking for it to go above 235 and find that strong support to move back to the 291 price range ultimately. So what that'll give me is at least a 10% return, which is my minimum swing trade, along with a. You want to play? You want to play? 1 second, guys. But that'll ultimately give me, if we can get above 235 and bounce to that 291, then you're looking at somewhere around I want to say it was like a 40% swing trade that we were going after with the stock. So definitely have high hopes on it. I bought in at 212 for 956 shares. Hopefully that'll swing up to the upside for us. If it doesn't, I have my stop loss in place so I don't lose too much. Depending on how much it pulls back against that stop loss, I might, average down just a little bit, slowly in increments. But moving forward though, looking at Bctx, I think this was brought up over the weekend on our Saturday coffee and stock session. And it's currently gapping down a little bit pre-market after gapping up pretty strong yesterday, hitting 490, about $1.50. Pretty nice return, almost 50% jump yesterday. But like I said, has since retraced, and we're back at those levels we were starting at the end of Friday's session. So something to watch, pay attention to. We can look at it from the long term. This actually just did a ticker switch, so it doesn't have prehistoric. I always say prehistoric. I don't know why it is, but it doesn't have any historic data on TradingView for us to review, unless I go into the longer time frames. Apparently, I don't know why it's doing that, but anyways, I believe we bought a call option on OEG for April 16th yesterday, $5 calls. We're in the money currently, but we're looking for this to ultimately go back to the $7-8 range. Looking forward to break above, find the strength to break above the 710. As you can see, it's having issues doing so, but ultimately getting above that 750 and moving higher. I think we were shooting for like $8 to $9 by the end of the call. We bought into April, so our theta wasn't eating us up. You are muted. Am I muted? Can you guys hear me? You let me know, please. It shows that my mic's working, so maybe you have your volume down or something. I'm not sure. But I'm looking for April 16th. This $5 calls to bring me some money. And I accidentally bought more than I wanted in contracts. But anyways, moving forward, currently pulled back about $42 on it. That's currently what I'm losing. I'm expecting no less than a 5% loss if I'm wrong. But anyways, going into the trade itself, I can pull in some of my indicators here so we can see what the momentum's looking like. We were seeing some compression right here on the 1 hour, but it ultimately. We place that call because typically I place it after the stock price is above that 55 EMA and it's starting to compress. So I got you. Cool. All right. Looking at MKD, I think this was brought in over the weekend. Looks like it might be losing some steam here, guys. So I'm not sure who has a position in it. Just be careful with it as the 4-hour EMAs are showing red to the downside. And we're seeing some mostly selling volume for the most part, not any spikes or anything like that, so I don't want to make people freak out. But what we really wanted to do is get back above the 162. Looks like we're going to have some issues doing that moving forward. Just be cautious with this one. Moving on to ACIC, still showing that compression zone that we saw over the weekend. Going into this week, we're looking for this to actually break out and retest those 1590 levels. That'll give you about 20 to 30% on the swing if you were to get into this right now. Ultimately, we're compressing, so it's going to take a little bit of time to do so. By the way, I see that we have some new people here. We actually have a free chat on Facebook that I would like to invite you guys to. So I'm going to put in my my personal Facebook page for you guys, so that you can add me on Facebook, and then I can add you to the group, and we can continue talking directly throughout the day regarding stocks and stuff like that. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. I meant to catch everybody when we were at our peak following our viewers yesterday, but I keep forgetting. I'm so focused on the trades that I'm not doing what I need to. But hit me up on Facebook. I'll add you to the free chat. We can continue talking about this more going throughout the day when I'm not in front of my computer. DNN. I can't remember who suggested DNN, but we're looking for it to compress as well here. Nice setup for a bounce off the 97 cents. It actually bounced off of those levels a few times last week, and it's currently showing an EMA crossover to the downside right now, but not too strong. So when I confirm that, I'm looking at this on the 4 hour, but I confirm that ultimately on the 1 hour. The one thing that does concern me about DNN is the fact that it broke its longer term trend going into the end of the week last week. And even in Monday, we weren't able to even gap up above it or at least below it and trade on the bottom side of that long-term trend. So something to watch out watch out for, excuse me. AMC, a lot of speculation on AMC going to like $11-12. I'm personally staying out of the trade. I see that it's strong on the momentum and continuing to the upside. I'm going to pull some of these indicators out so we can actually look at the stock price. I've been identifying level after level after level on this thing, ultimately thinking this was a buy zone, but last week it actually did something that concerned me. It wasn't able to stay above that $11 level of resistance that used to be support, and that's what it ultimately needs to continue moving, towards the $12 price range. So it's something to keep in mind. I'm not saying get out of the trade. I'm just personally not trading it myself. Because of the volatility that comes into it. Of course, higher risk, higher reward, but I've heard too many people losing money on it, and it's not that discourages me. I'm not following this meme stock movement at all whatsoever. I actually did that with Naked and lost some money myself, so I'm not doing it anymore. I gave it a shot and I'm good on it. SNDL is the only one I've been following since then. I actually let you guys know about Bctx before. Told you this was a great opportunity to buy into it. I'm actually picking up my position on this with profits that I make as I go through. If you're not aware of what Bctx is, it's an industrial commercialized EV manufacturer. Not even a manufacturer, actually. They partnered with SOCMA, which is actually giving them patent rights and distribution, sales, reign over the entire United States. It's the Chinese company, SOCMA. Greenland Tech is, I believe, located here, but all I know is that they're going to be taking over the full U.S. region for sales, distribution, and stuff like that on these EV construction stocks. And if you look at things like Caterpillar or Cabelico, those are trading. Caterpillar, I think, around the 290s, and Cabelico around 627 the last I looked. So the reason I like these type of EVs over just your standard consumer is because commercial always buys in fleets. So something to keep in mind. Of course, it did get pulled back because of the Tesla pullback last week, which ultimately weighed down on the markets as well. The markets are back up because of the stimulus checks that the Senate will be discussing over the week. So Tesla kind of pulled back, but I heard it reverse. I didn't pay attention to it too much. Closed at 718 yesterday, currently sitting at 713. As long as we see an uptrend momentum on Tesla, then we can expect the rest of the EVs to continue moving to the upside as well. So Gtech, RMO, F-Cell, Fuel Cell. Some of my stronger plays, we've been watching Neo on here. We've been watching NKLA. I have an entire list. Actually, LAC hit my scanner yesterday, and I meant to push out an alert on it, but I think I was a little bit late to the party. We can see where it's at this morning as well. Looks like we might be rounding off here. Let me pull my momentum in so I can see. That's the 4 hour. Let's see what the 1 hour is looking like, because that's ultimately, yeah. So when it hit this right here, I think it hit my scanner, and I was gonna push on it, but I'm glad I kind of waited because I wanted to consolidate a little bit more. You can see it's going green on my EMAs, but it also did that here in reverse. So I'm gonna be watching this a little bit more closely. Not saying that it's not a great time to buy into this cheap and hold it long term, but my trade alerts are focused on swing trades ultimately. So But watch how it reacts to that 1890 level. See if we find support around those levels. Overall, let's look at the markets real quick and see what they're doing. See what the SPY is looking like this morning. It looks like we have a slight pullback to the 388s after it performed very well yesterday. It broke out to about 391, 390.92 to be exact. And I was kind of glad to see that because it broke out of some trend lines we had been watching. It was in this downward channel. But as you can see, it's done that before. We could actually realign another channel based off of this movement that we're seeing in the SPY. And it's just ultimately creating another one. So something to watch for if it's going to continue going up and down like this moving forward. So Beta, you want your bottle? Yeah, is that right? Somebody's still sleepy this morning. She didn't have her coffee. But ultimately going to be watching this and how it reacts to this current trend that it is forming. Don't like the signals that I'm seeing from it though, because that means we'll potentially come back down a little bit on the SPY. So I'm going to leave that there so we can pay attention to it moving forward. I know this chart looks messy, but if you've been following coffee and stocks and you understand what we've been watching, I can always pull the indicators out of it. Beta, hey, it's right here. Say hey. Say hey. Say hey. You want it? Alright, but let's see if we pull back going into the rest of the week, because we actually pulled up, I think it was like Tuesday of last week. And this is actually, yeah, Wednesday of last week, excuse me. So let's see if it pulls up again and then we pull back and go back down to the 370s. I don't want to see that because we're going to see red again. So just be careful of this. I'm just, wanting to make everybody aware of it. As you can see, we need to find support above the 388.94 and break out of this downward trend that has been playing in. And I think we're good to go. If it doesn't, then I think it's reversing and retracing back to those 378s, just so I can let that be known now. I'm going to get rid of these levels. It broke out of this sideways trend that it traded in for the most part last week. I'm going to just hide that for now until we need it again, if we do even get back there, because we could retrace and find support above that top line that I had identified there. But anyways, I will clear some of this stuff off so we can see what we're looking like overall. And it's almost like a swing here, so be careful. We could pull back, like I'm alluding to. Seeing the same type of setup from last week. What? 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 But let's look at Bitcoin, because it weighs down on our Bitcoin plays, of course, in the markets. Currently trending sideways after reversing from hitting that 43,000 level, I believe, over the weekend. Over the weekend, and currently going sideways. So we had some levels identified here. Beta, baby, we're okay. I might have to take a minute here, guys. But as you can see, we're finding resistance above that 49,194 level. And that's ultimately a level it traded in before. So I'm probably gonna have to take just a minute here, guys. I'm sorry. Just give me a second, I'll be back. Alright, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry. So like I said, with Bitcoin, we need to get back above that 49,194 level. Find support above that. We can break out of this sideways trend that it has been trading in. I'm gonna pull this long-term trend out, or longer-term trend that I was following. I wouldn't even say long-term trend, just this rebound back over the weekend. I was doing a test basically on a thesis. I think some of you guys may know about, some of you may not, and how the SPY, Tesla, and Bitcoin correlated with each other, so we can kind of identify that and ultimately use Bitcoin as a gauge for the rest of the markets. What might have to happen is I might have to reconvene after about 8:15, depending on how the little one acts this morning. What? Hello. I'm not happy this morning, but I hope you are. But anyways, are there any stocks anybody wants to review outside of the ones we've already added to the list? What? What, Pud? Alright guys, look, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here for a minute, and what I'll do is I'll push out another message when I start a new session, after I can get her settled a little bit. She's upset this morning, so I don't want to disturb y'all this morning with my own little one here, but I apologize. We'll reconvene about 8:15, 8:20, right before the market opens. We can look at some more of these trades going into the rest of the day, but I appreciate you. Just to hop back in here real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up our liquidity scanner. These are stocks between 25 cents and $25. I'll let this run till about 8:15, and then you'll hear me hop back on here when I can get everything situated on my side, guys. All right, everyone, I'm back. I'm sorry. Had to get the little one situated this morning. Get her some cocoa melon playing. She wanted to watch some TV. Well, let's see. Give me just a second. We'll get back started. I'm gonna have to let everybody know I'm back. But yeah. All right. So there were some trades from yesterday I wanted to look at. Let me get them pulled up. I wanted to share with some of you guys. These were basically re-entry plays on some of the stocks that performed very well for us that I wanted to bring to your attention. I actually did a top 20 performer review. I also did a top 20 worst performing review as well, just to stay transparent. I'm not sure if you all were able to view that information that I shared last night. It was the last set of videos we released, but I said that I wanted to look at them going into this morning so we can kind of use that for potential opportunity to capture some of those gains that we initially obtained off of these trades. So give me just a second. I'll pull them up here. Currently up $200 this morning in pre-market off of the trades that we released last week. I know that we talked about me doing some neo calls. Those are currently up about $245, about 10%. My F-cell position's up about 10%. Mogo is up 11% overall, even though I trimmed down on this position size to capture some of those gains. What? You want to watch Coco? There you go. Look. Coco. There we go. But ultimately, can you all hear me now? I just want to make sure nobody's having any audio issues this morning. E-Core was up about 54% on the position we had. We alerted on that last Friday at about 228. You might find a re-entry price if you missed that run. But of course, I think it's consolidating from that breakout. As you can see, it hit about 370 for us. Did very well yesterday. And that was pre-market. So opened up. We trimmed back on it a little bit to capture some of those gains. We still have a nice sizable position in it to hold longer term. We expect it to stay above this long-term trend. If it doesn't, then we'll pull out of the trade. And we'll let you all know about that. ANT also performed for us pretty well yesterday. It was only up about 13% from our initial investment on it. We have about 481 shares in it, and got in about 390. It's currently sitting at 440. As you can see, we can look at the lower time frames to see how it's acting. It's for some reason. Good morning, Tech Trades. How you doing, man? For some reason, TradingView's having issues showing me some of the pre-market data for some of these stocks, and it's been annoying, rather. What? You got this, you got that. You want more? Huh? Yeah? Yeah? Can I get a smile this morning? No? Some more stocks that I want to go over, though, that are doing pretty well. We got back into a position is Dare, D-A-R-E. We got in at 188. It's only sitting at 199 right now, so still a potential buy zone for everyone who hasn't been able to get into the trade from our initial alert. As you can see, the momentum swings going into yesterday are looking pretty strong, and we're looking to see if we can stay above that 211, and if we do, then we can ride this all the way back to 250. What's wrong, baby? What is it? You sleepy? Yeah. She stayed up all night and then apparently didn't want to go to sleep and now she doesn't want to be awake because it's too early in the morning for her. But it looks like we're losing some of our viewers. I'm pretty sure they all had to drop off due to me taking a second for her. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream for now. And then when I have a chance to get back on, we can go into market open. Okay, guys?